The powerful story of El Oso Blanco, Atlanta Braves player Evan Gaddis. Those of us who saw the Evan Gaddis story unfold right before our very eyes back in 2013 should never forget it. We should share it with every friend, family member, and baseball fan we know. That is the purpose of this video. To share the magnificent journey of Evan Gaddis, one that should give all of us hope and inspiration. Atlanta, Georgia, August 1st, 2013. Evan Gaddis, number 24 of the Atlanta Braves, appeared in his Major League debut against the Colorado Rockies at Turner Field. The Braves won the game 11-2. The former Atlanta Braves slugger has retired. Many of us were disappointed when he announced his retirement. In this video, we will take a look back at his run with the Braves and later the Houston Astros. Today, we will remind you of the legendary road Evan took to get to the majors. We will reflect and respect the battles he has fought and won. Many of us will never forget the thunderous echo that reverberated throughout the stadium when El Oso Blanco struck. The road to Evan Gaddis' 2013 debut with the Atlanta Braves is just the beginning of the legend of El Oso Blanco. In 2004, Gaddis found himself consistently playing on high school traveling teams with other future major leaguers. Some of the players he shared dugouts with in high school included Clayton Kershaw, Austin Jackson, Homer Bailey, Billy Butler, and his future teammate on the 2013 Braves, Justin Upton. Gaddis was projected to go in the first 8 rounds of the 2004 MLB draft, but he made it clear that he planned on going to college. He received a scholarship to Texas A&M and then ended up in rehab. Gaddis began abusing alcohol and marijuana during his senior year of high school and was still struggling with the divorce of his parents from when he was 8. His mental health and substance abuse issues drove him into rehab across the country and away from the game of baseball altogether. Baseball began as an outlet, an escape from the hardships of his parents' divorce. Only, the better he got, the more the pressure mounted. What started as an escape from anxiety became one of the primary sources for it as expectations grew. Gaddis told USA Today in a 2013 interview, "I was terrified," Gaddis softly says, "of being a failure." His father, Joe Gaddis, told ABC 13 in Houston that his son had completely forsaken the game. "He looked me in the eye and he said, 'I don't want to talk baseball anymore. I'm done.'" Over the next 4 years, Gaddis stayed away from baseball. We all remember the stories about him going from being a janitor to crushing homers for the Braves in 2013, but his resume boasts so much more than janitorial services. Here are some of the jobs he tried his hand in before finding his way back to baseball. Car valet, ski lift operator, El Dorado Mountain Resort pizza cook, Nick and Willie's, Boulder, Colorado housekeeper, abominable snow mansion. This one's funny because he looks like he could be the mascot without even dressing up in costume. Machinery operator in Garland, Texas. Golf cart attendant, custodial arts at Jan Pro Cleaning in Plano, Texas. The job as a janitor is commemorated by Gaddis himself on his Twitter profile. He was aimless, careerless, homeless, and still unhappy. He was broke and begging for food. In 2007, he hadn't slept for about a week and was admitted to a mental hospital. "I wanted to kill myself for a long time." He was officially diagnosed with clinical depression and anxiety. He drove to California in search of spiritual enlightenment. He discusses his journey in depth with David O'Brien in his podcast. Whatever it was he was looking for, he must have found it in California. He called his dad and surprised him with 2 messages. 1, he was in San Francisco. He was hard to keep track of back then. 2, he's coming home. Gaddis goes into more detail with O'Brien, discussing details such as when he paid a homeless guy with a 6-pack of beer to help him push-start his truck. Gaddis stopped at a Golden Corral and called his stepbrother Drew Kendrick, who was pitching at UT Permian Basin, a D2 college team, and told him he was ready to play baseball again. Luckily, the coach recalled Gaddis' high school days and said there was a place for him on the team. The slugger showed up after 4 years out of the game. He discussed in the podcast how out of shape he was when he returned. He was dead after running on the first day of practice, and even considered quitting again. Not only was he out of shape, but he told O'Brien that the first time he caught after his 4-year absence that he was completely lost. So let me recap. He was so out of shape he felt like he was going to die and wanted to quit. His first time catching, he felt completely lost. He had essentially been a vagabond for 4 years. And he stepped back on the diamond that season and hit 403 and had 11 home runs. Yes, you heard that right, 403. So when are they making the Evan Gattis movie? Please discuss in the comments who should play Evan Gattis. The Braves remembered his pedigree coming out of high school and liked what he did in college 4 years later. Atllanta drafted Evan Gattis in the 23rd round of the 2010 draft. Scouts say, it's a different sound off his bat. Evan Gattis began his professional baseball career in Danville playing rookie ball in the Braves organization. He received a $1,000 signing bonus, which doesn't seem like much relatively speaking. But do you know how many homeless guys he could hire to help him push-start his truck now? Gaddis struggled in his first shot at pro ball. He managed to put up pretty good statistics, but his slugging percentage was only .387. In 2011, at the age of 24, Gaddis evidently adjusted to professional pitching. He hit .322 with 22 homers and 24 doubles in just 88 games. He slugged .601 with the Rome Braves that season. To say the least, some important ears heard the sound off of his bat in Rome. The next season, he worked his way up to AA Mississippi, where he continued to destroy the baseball. In 49 games in AA, Gaddis smashed 13 doubles and 9 homers in just 182 at-bats. He finished with a .522 slugging percentage. Next stop, Venezuelan Fall League. There, Gaddis hit 15 homers in just 195 at-bats, and again flirted with a .600 slugging percentage. Keep in mind, only 10.5% of Division I seniors go on to play professional baseball. It's really hard, or it's supposed to be. El Oso Blanco was born. While in Venezuela, Gaddis's teammates gave him the nickname of El Oso Blanco, Spanish for the white bear. He would be anointed with the nickname just in time. Despite getting a late start to his minor league career, he would get an opportunity to hit the fast-forward button the following spring. The power of the white bear. Gaddis came into spring camp without ever having played higher than AA. That didn't stop the Braves from putting him on the opening day roster, surprising everyone. You have to do this several times throughout his story, but let's recap. Evan Gaddis, the custodial artist, the ski lift operator, the mental health warrior, the hobo, the inspiration, had made the opening day roster of the Atllanta Braves. He and veteran Gerald Laird would take over catching duties while Brian McCann recovered from off-season shoulder surgery. Gaddis made his major league debut on April 3rd, and in his second at-bat of the game against the legendary Roy Halladay, the magic continued. Evan Gaddis got his first major league hit, a home run while his father was being interviewed during the at-bat. It's always cool to see them interview the parents when the player gets their first hit. It's easy to stay focused on the game, rather than let your mind wander off into everything that moment means to those involved. The commitment from both the player and the parents from Little League, high school, and travel ball. Knowing the journey this family had been on the past several years makes this moment mean even more, in retrospect. We will put the link to that video in the description of this video so you can see it. At this point, we all know the rest of the story. Gaddis would go on to smash homers with the Braves. His bat was so valuable that upon McCann's return, they put his 280-pound butt in left field, and even tried him at first a few times, just to keep his bat in the lineup. I can't speak for you all, but I recall being pleased to see him lumbering along out in left field. I wanted that bat in the lineup anytime I tuned in to watch the Braves, and I tuned in almost every game in 2013. Evan Gaddis rekindled my love for baseball. I'm happy he won a championship with the Astros, and I'm unhappy he won it with another team. It took me a while to accept that the white bear was gone from the Braves. Please check out the links into this video and enjoy a couple of prodigious power shots before you stop this trip down Evan Gaddis memory lane. We wish the best of luck to Evan Gaddis in his retirement. Thanks for all of the home run memories. If you enjoyed this video, we hope you will consider subscribing to this channel for more great baseball stories we have coming in the future. Also, smash the like button and feel free to share this videos with other fans who may enjoy remembering the story of Evan Gaddis and the inspiration he provided all of us during his time with the Braves.